Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks pulled off one of the biggest second-round upsets in recent times, eliminated the 64-win heavy contending Phoenix Suns in 7 games. Last 2 wasn't even close, a series that many didn't give Luka much of a shot to begin with. Jason Kidd's first season as Rick Carlisle's head coaching replacement, the 2022 Dallas Mavericks advancing to the conference finals, led by the 23-year-old sensation. The very confident Suns, considered championship or bust, just got annihilated in the most painful beatdown, non-competitive, mentally and physically defeated. The Slovenian prodigy might have just single-handedly owned the Suns franchise, leaving heavy damage long-term, making the team regret its mistakes. After 2 successful regular seasons, all that has now become irrelevant, and with Chris Paul aging into his 18th season, Devin Booker disappearing in the biggest game of his career, showing why he's not superstar material, and big man DeAndre Ayton, a restricted free agent, one of the worst ways to finish a season for a 64-win team, the most embarrassing way possible. Chris Paul and D Books got cooked, shambles after Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton gave them a taste of defeat. Luka Doncic with the help of Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie, making this Phoenix Suns team the most fraudulent 64-win team all time. Suns losing an elimination game by 33 and down by as many as 46. No contending caliber team has lost this badly in any Game 7 elimination at home. This series started after a Suns 121-114 Game 1. Paul, Ayton, Booker, 67 total points. Doncic played as well as possible, 45, 12, and 8, especially with Maxime Kleber, the team's second leading scorer. Many even started chanting Suns in 4.
A chance of Suns in 4. With over 18,000 strong here in
Game 2, Phoenix looked unstoppable. Vintage Paul and Booker looked like they weren't going to be denied. Luka getting past round 1 was already an accomplishment, given the 23-year-old going toe-to-toe with a 64-win team with flawless ball movement, top-notch chemistry, and having an identity. Doncic did everything humanly possible to make the game close. 24 first-half points, his team up 2, but got destroyed in the second half. Paul and Booker combined 58 points. 22 of 35 shooting, seemed like they could do no wrong. Suns, knowing it was close, had clear intentions of attacking Luka every chance they get. In the second half, switched on the pick and rolls, forcing Doncic to be more active, a primary target, seeing Dallas going to switch the action. After going up 2-0, when asked about Doncic, to have that smirk, laughing, thinking it's a wrap, came back to bite them.
Chris, when you're playing a guy like Luka Doncic, and how important is it to make him work defensively as far as running him through a lot of actions, especially late in the game when he's logged heavy minutes like that?
We just try to play. Take what the defense gives us.
Shades of the 2011 Miami Heat finals when Wade and James mocked Nowitzki for being sick before Game 5. The Heat ended up losing both games after.
Hey, this weather, man.
Weather is crazy.
It's hard to go from 85-degree weather and then go to 90.
Similar to what Paul and Booker did after Game 2, even Tim Legler, who loves the Phoenix Suns, said this about Booker's antics.
I didn't like some of the stuff at the end as much as I love Devin Booker. Love Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I don't like holding the follow through exaggerated amount of time, up 30.
Yeah.
I just don't like that kind of stuff. You know, he did it twice in a row. You know, just standing there holding it well after the ball's through the net or like taking it out of bounds. He's still standing there. I feel like a guy like that, I feel like should be above that.
Mm-hmm.
For Legler to even state the Suns are a way better team against a one-man band Mavs team depending on Luka, even the top-notch NBA analyst himself overlooked the Mavs.
You lost in the finals last year. You have greater aspirations than winning a game against the Dallas Mavericks in the first round where you're getting all this strutting and posing and posturing. I don't know. To me, it just, and it's not gonna affect the way I cover them or what I predict, because I love their team. I love the way they play. Absolutely love it. I just didn't like that. It's like you're 2 games in to this whole ride. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say they won the first round, but I mean 2 games into this series, like, all right, man, just enough with that. It's a blowout. Let's just win the game, get on to the next game. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that.
After Dallas' comfortable win the next two games, a combination of Brunson, Finney-Smith, and the role players stepped up. Then it was Phoenix' turns to respond. Put on a defensive clinic, held Dallas to 34 second half points, Doncic 18 of his 28 in the first half, Booker 28, 8 and 20, a whooping 110-80 win. Seemed like that was going to be the most lopsided game of the series. Didn't win without some drama. When Booker got fouled late on the court, reviewed, he called the move to lay there the Luka special. Mocking a player who's younger and way better than he is, the nerve for T-Books to mimic Doncic and make fun of him. Here are the epic words of the 23-year-old phenom after Game 5's loss heading to the locker room. Another incident, when Doncic was about to give up the ball in a calm manner, Booker immediately grabs it out of nowhere as if Doncic wasn't already mad about his team losing. Litting a fire under his skin, Doncic not appreciating guys acting tough, while Booker at 25 years old, 2.5 years older than Luka, has 2 more NBA years, but the cold-blooded assassin in Doncic literally had a Jordan-esque type performance. From that moment forward, Luka didn't want to just win, wanted to rip the hearts out of the entire Suns franchise. That killer mentality mindset should be a scary warning for at least the next decade for all 29 other teams. The Doncic special delivered. One of the best 23-year-olds the game will ever see from a maturity and skill set standpoint. Before we show the results from Game 6, here was what Stephen A. Smith had to say before the 2018 draft regarding who the Suns should take.
I don't give a damn about how this kid in Europe looks. I understand he's a 6'8" point guard. He's surreal. He'll probably be the number 2 overall pick. If it were anybody else, of course you take those things into consideration. But in Phoenix, considering the level of ineptitude that they have raked that city with in terms of its basketball product that they put out on the floor, DeAndre Ayton, there is nothing to think about. There is nothing to talk about. There is nothing to debate. There is absolutely nothing to consider. You have to take DeAndre Ayton with the number 1 overall pick because you are the Phoenix Suns.
Game 6 was the Luka magic show from start to finish. Doncic took 11 shots first quarter, 11 points, more than Booker and Paul combined. Teammate Reggie Bullock got his back with 11 in the second, 34 points in the third. Doncic 10 of them, extended to a 22-point lead, an easy win. After Game 6, here was what Bullock had to say about the Suns trying to guard his superstar teammate.
Obviously, they were kind of trash-talking Luka in last game, and he says he likes that. But how did you see, or what did you sense from him in terms of how he kind of internalizes like the Luka special, or just the jabs he's been hearing from CP and Book this series?
I mean, I guess it's jabs. I mean, he's a tough player. He's a great player. And, you know, I laugh at it when they try to guard him. You know what I'm saying?
It was shocking to see this would even be a 7-game series, with a 64-win team having to go to a Game 7 round 2 against a team considered to just be a one-man show in Luka. Having 33, 11, and 8, 4 steals, outscored Book and CP combined. Paul hasn't been himself since turning 37. The day of Game 3, every performance has been a clear win by the home game, but many great ones say the series don't start until somebody wins a road game. All the misery Suns fans endured for over a decade, Doncic made sure all 16,000 plus in attendance felt that same pain before Game 7's tip-off, showing why Booker's a few tires below Luka. Book never gone to a Game 7 before. CP lost his previous 3 Game 7s. Doncic, we knew what he did to the Clippers, had a 46.14 rebound game against Kawhi and PG. From the get-go, Doncic wasted no time, absolutely destroying, abusing, annihilating, humiliating, and decimating the entire Suns team, ripping them in the worst way imaginable. A one-sided beatdown, a jump shot to start the game, 2 step-back threes after. It was 8-3. Made sure Phoenix never even led. The brilliance of teammate Dinwiddie, the biggest game of his career, responded with a 30-piece. Felt like Phoenix fortunate to be only down 27-20 early in the second. A chance to respond with Luka on the bench, but the first 5 minutes of the period, nothing from Paul. Brunson and Dinwiddie won the work, made it 37-22 before Luka came back, of course, scored the very next Suns possession. Booker seemed helpless out there. Doncic continued the onslaught. scoring 15 points in a 6-minute 24-second span, 5 more total than the entire Suns team in the second quarter. Dinwiddie 13 in the quarter. Doncic absolutely sent Cam Johnson to the heart, where down he goes with the insane nasty crossover. Doncic finished the half with as many points as the 64-win Suns team, 27 apiece. Officially the most embarrassing beatdown ever endured by a #1 seed when all the guys are able to suit up. The perfect definition of the Luka special. Where was Booker out there? Absolutely nowhere. Booker won't get anywhere close to the Ben Simmons criticism, but after that meltdown and talking all that shit and being an absolute no-show, D-Book got shook, just like one-seeded Ben Simmons against Trae Young in Game 7, Trae and Luka making two of the Kardashian boys having the worst Game 7 meltdowns possible. When Doncic body Ayton on the fadeaway looking like prime dirt, the audacity and guts to even attempt that. It doesn't get more humiliating than that. The ultimate confidence, even making the Suns fan boo the home team by halftime, giving Paul and Booker all the treatment. It got so bad after Doncic drained the triple, giving him 30. Phoenix still had 27 points in the third. I honestly wouldn't have been shocked if Doncic by himself would have outscored the Suns for the entirety of the game, which would have been the worst humiliation in NBA history. Booker so bad didn't score his first field goal till the 5-minute mark of the third quarter when Phoenix down 40. Doncic had his 35th point when the entire Suns team had 48. A 92-50 score after 3, team led by as many as 46 until the final minutes of garbage time. Aaron Holiday broke the unwritten code, stealing from Boban, who was trying to dribble out the clock, only to hit a pointless 3-pointer at the buzzer just to have the nicest player in the NBA getting mad at you. A 123-90 Dallas win. The game wasn't as close as what the score would even indicate for anybody looking back at this game. Paul 7 of his 10 points in the meaningless fourth quarter. The Suns starter at halftime, 5-4-3-2-1, 5-point Crowder, 4-point Bridges, 3-point Ayton, 2-point Booker, 1-point Paul, Doncic a plus 37 in the game, Bolek plus 44, Booker back to his losing wage streak of his first 4 seasons with the franchise, a whooping minus 41. Paying tribute to Dirk Nowitzki, minus 40 Bridges, minus 39 Paul, leaving the 2022 Phoenix Suns the biggest Game 7 absolute travesty of all time by a title contender, as close to a massacre on the basketball court you'll ever see. The worst playoff beatdown I've seen since the 2017 Game 2 Cavs vs Celtics. This big fat L might have just ended the CP3 Booker era. Ayton likely gone, restricted free agent, Crowder getting older, might have set the franchise back a decade, was going all in, but after not giving Ayton the extension, and now everybody knows why. With Paul's numbers at age 37, last 5 games, 9.4 points, less than 6 assists on just 7 shot attempts, not a positive sign, showing Father Time knocking on the door quickly. Never seen CP be such a liability out there. 12 hours after this beatdown, Patrick Beverley had a lot to say about CP and the Suns.
I think he's been in a fortunate situation to be, president of NBPA and State Farm commercials. So he's fortunate to get certain calls in games that normal guys don't usually get. I'll say that. Ain't nobody afraid of anybody over there in Phoenix, man. Everybody in the league knows that, bro. Like, it's just that y'all don't know that because y'all not in the locker room. No one's afraid of Phoenix. We wanted them. No one's afraid of Phoenix.
First off, I know I'm gonna get a lot for this, but I don't really care. They benched the wrong person. Should have benched Chris. And I'm not saying bench him now. Once you see they starting attacking Chris early, and that might become a problem later on, you need to see how my team works without Chris in the game a little bit. I got benched.
As it looked like CP might have silenced his doubters with his past playoff disappointments, now blowing 5-2 leads and falling in humiliating fashion, the collapse is too hard not to ignore when talking about his legacy, the embarrassment Booker faced after getting eaten alive by Doncic, the worst beatdown an All-Star has ever been put through in a long time. Booker the troller, if he doesn't get any better to back it up, I can see Luka eliminating Booker every time going forward when they meet in future postseasons. Two of the big names in the West, age 26 and younger. Doncic absolutely took the last 2 games personally. If he does go down as an all-time great and win multiple rings decades from now, This series will be shown on the Luka Special documentary. The 2022 Phoenix Suns has become unlikable, arrogant, cocky, a lot of shit talking without winning anything in the eyes of many. Some even went as far as calling the Booker Doncic incident the NBA's next great individual rivalry, but at this point, there is no rivalry. Doncic is a much better basketball player who's in the best player conversation, while Booker's still somewhere in the top 15 range. This one-on-one rivalry looking like it's prime LeBron from 2011 to 2018 against the Eastern Conference, as Luka being the engine in LeBron and Booker being the helpless East getting dominated. For a team that was 8+ games above the second best regular season team and the only one to lose in the postseason when every one of his starters played every game in the series they got eliminated, outside of the 58 Celtics, Bill Russell missed 2 games of the finals. John Havlicek dislocated his shoulder, missed a game against the Knicks in '73. All the other teams won titles, proving why they were real champions. The 2022 Phoenix Suns absolutely fraudulent. The most shocking way to end his season as a 64+ win team since the 2007 Mavs. Over the course of this series, Doncic outscored 4th-place MVP candidate Booker 218 to 164, out-rebounded number 1 pick 7-footer DeAndre Ayton 69 to 57, out-assisted Chris Point fraud Paul 49 to 40. More steals than Defensive Player of the Year runner-up Mikal Bridges 15 to 9. The fact that some voted for Mikal being DPOY, being a non-factor against the stronger and bigger Doncic, goes to show regular season play might not even matter. Given how Doncic was cooking PG and Kawhi at the same time, both Leonard and George are better defenders than Bridges if they actually tried. That's just a fact. Bridges and Crowder being non-factors against the stronger Doncic goes to show the greatness of Luka, who's not to be stopped by anybody, the concerns of the Suns franchise losing in humiliating fashion. The defeat makes many wonder, will the Phoenix Suns ever get back to the finals during Luka's time in the Western Conference? One lesson every player should take note of: don't ever trash talk Luka. If you can't back it up, you'll get beat down, tortured, wrecked, and blown out in the most lopsided way the game has seen. He'll make you look even worse than the 7-win 2012 Bobcats. Thank you so much for watching this video. When was the last time you seen 2 All-Stars who are considered top 15 players and both top 10 MVP candidates on the same team get destroyed like this? Will the Phoenix Suns ever be the same again? Let me know in the comments below. Prayers to the Phoenix Suns franchise. I love all of you. See you next time.